Oh, personally, death penalty is a bit old school, isn't it, to be honest?
You know, and it's all about clickbait, you know, death penalty, boats coming in. And I speak for people, it doesn't speak for me.
Stupid, keeping them alive and paying for everything they need. Oh, I've got toothache, get a dentist. We can't walk up and get a dentist. We can't get a doctor. That's life.
How did you vote?
I went down to the polling station, down Moor Lane.
The local MP is called Lee Anderson, and recently he came out in favour of the death penalty. What do you make of that?
Did he? What for?
Load of rubbish, just to leave it. Yeah, I didn't see it, but what is it? I don't agree with it because you don't know, unprove it, unless proved guilty. Yeah, if you can definitely prove it. I don't agree with it, to be honest with you. Put them in prison. Yeah, and let them rot.
Oh, personally, death penalty is a bit old school, isn't it, to be honest? I'm like, fair enough, people may do crimes, but they don't deserve to be killed off from doing it. I'd say it's not the 18th century anymore, is it? But
Well, you tell how many people are in prison for murder, and it's costing over £31,000 to keep them. They get treated like, well, royalty. I was in having a bypass in the city. They actually got the surgeon up in the middle of the night to operate on a prisoner. To me, I think that's about as low as it can get.
Are you married?
No.
No, you ain't got children?
No.
No. So you're not going to feel how a victim does when they lose a child, right?
I think I can empathise.
They're living a death sentence all their lives, living that. Somebody's missing, like child, right? At birthdays, holidays, growing up, getting married, children, right? They miss all that, right? And then the guy that's done it's out in about 8 years, right? Or whoever's done it is out in 8 years, you know, and gets on with his life.
Birching would be nice. Saturday morning on Portland Square. Might stop us some of this thieving, petty thieving. Other than that, I don't know. I think life's quite well.
But then the murderer's family is doing the same thing. Like they will feel the same pain as the victim family.
On that, all you can do there is question whether you brought your children up to learn right from wrong, don't it, really? Right? So there's got to be a bit of guilt there, you've got to carry a bit of guilt, right? As you go through life, everybody's got crosses to carry.
it just depends, in my opinion, it just depends what sort of crime they've done. So I say, if someone's been round here and killed 46 people for no apparent reason, yeah, I think they should be taken away from the streets permanently. Well, if they just burgled someone's house and took a printer, no, there's no point having death penalty for that.
It doesn't speak for me. He's too controversial, he's lied. I don't agree with very little he says. There might be a bit. I think he does work hard in the community, but it just doesn't speak for me, and I find it quite embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah. When he's on news, he's all over the place, and from Ashford, I do find it quite embarrassing that people think that everybody around here, because I didn't vote for him last time, I won't be voting for him again.
Do you like him?
Am I allowed to say no?
You are allowed to say no.
Although I vote Conservative. No, I don't.
Would you be voting for him at the next election?
No.
He's got his point of view. He's standing out. He's standing out, I think, for what a large number of the people in this area believe.
But it's not 100% if somebody's, found guilty. You can't bring them back. It's happened. It'll happen again. And Lee Anderson says, there's videos. People can doctor videos. There's nothing that's 100%, and you can't do that. No, I don't think you can do that.
And it seems just entirely like the countries that still have the the countries that still have the death penalty. They're not countries that we maybe want to be like Iran or.
Well, exactly. We call them. No, this isn't right. But in America, I mean, how high their crime is. Parts of states they've got death penalty, but I don't think it's made much difference.
No. It's like it's been proven not to really.
Exactly, and it costs a lot more than putting somebody in prison for life. But I think they should make prison sentences harsher.
Criminals already sort of take the mick out of the police, just because they don't have local police don't have guns, they don't have what they have in America and other countries. So I think even if they bring back guns with local police, you know, the crime might be a bit lower.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier in America to get hold of guns than what it is, you know, in England. Even though they still have guns in England, but it's just a lot harder. So yeah, I just think maybe it might be a good thing. I mean, maybe they can just trial it. I don't know.
In the US, in the States, where they do have the death penalty, they have very similar murder rates to states that don't have the death penalty. So it's not really a deterrent or anything.
I'm not bothered about the death rate. I'm thinking of saving the money. 32,000 for what? 20, 30, 40 triple murderers? No. Stupid, keeping them alive and paying for everything they need. Oh, I've got toothache, get a dentist. We can't walk up and get a dentist. We can't get a doctor. That's life.
Well, I've always said that I'd be all for the death penalty, but as far as I'm concerned, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Medieval.
Walking past in such town centre.
Medieval.
It's medieval.
Yeah. I want, if somebody murdered one of my kids or anything like that, it'd be absolutely mad and all that type of thing. But when it comes to the actual pulling the lever, I don't think. I think what they ought to do is be put in prison and put with ordinary prisoners. That it'd be enough for them. Well, if anybody murdered my kids or mess about my kids, then I'm afraid I would commit murder, because if I went in prison for something what I'd done towards my children, I think I'd be a martyr. I'd be great.
Because I think there's people in the past been hung and then found out they weren't guilty, and you can't bring them back. And there's been people recently been jailed for been in jail about 10 years, and they found out they were innocent, and so they've lost all them years of their life, haven't they? So no, I don't believe in it.
Depends on the crime. If it's bad enough, then I don't see why someone should get away with murder and then not get punished with their actions, if that makes sense.
Do they get life in prison?
Well, yeah, but they're still alive. Got parents at home with out there like son or daughter or whatever. It's not the same, is it?
Then, if the murderer is put to death, then their parents are in the same position. Do you think that's fair?
That's a good point. But they've committed the crime, they've got to deal with consequences.
The parents didn't commit the crime.
No, they didn't, but I don't know how to respond to that one.
I think it's interesting with in South Africa, they abolished the death penalty in the 90s. After post-apartheid, it was a sign of liberalism, and Britain's supposed to be a liberal country, and the other countries that still have the death penalty are largely totalitarian, authoritarian.
Yes.
I don't really think that fits with Britain.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, well, I still say bring the death penalty back, not for everything. Where there's a foregone conclusion that this guy done it, he had eyewitnesses have done it and everything like that, and that's it. That's what you do. But when it's like when there's doubt or hanged, you don't give it death penalty.
Do you think the justice system is infallible?
No, it's not infallible. No.
But so then there's surely any conviction can't be 100% correct. If the death penalty can never be infallible, then
There's a lot of things that are 100%. Definitely. If I see somebody getting murdered there now, that guy should be he's getting guilty. He should be hung. End of story.
But then what if you lied and said it was the guy next to him?
No, nobody can lie. If I see something, I'll stand my man, and that's it.
You said off camera, but you're a traditional Labour man.
Yes.
But you don't vote anymore.
I didn't vote last time because I'm a Labour man, and somebody obviously must have voted for Lee Anderson for him to get as our MP. And I was very, very shocked. I was really shocked. Because we've always been a Labour stronghold, this house around here.
I don't vote.
Really?
I'm one of these. I didn't even vote to come out of Brexit. I mean, I wanted to stay in, Brexit, in Europe. I wanted to stay in Europe because it helps me out as well. Because I sing quite a lot abroad and stuff, So now, obviously, we're out of Europe. It's difficult, you can only go to Europe for 90 days and you've got to come back to England for 90 days before you can go back to Europe for 90 days. It's just, I think as soon as we left Brexit, a lot of things went downhill in England.
I think Lee Anderson should be concentrating on states and roads Especially about, we've had a cycle lane put in. I've not seen one cycle go down it yet. Well, I don't stand there all the time, obviously. But round the corner, there's a terrible pothole, and it's just got worse and worse over years. Somebody's going to end up having an accident there, you know, and it's all about clickbait, you know, death penalty, boats coming in. And I speak for people, it doesn't speak for me. I'd rather he just concentrated and actually, you know, so no.